All right. Well, good evening. Welcome to another night of the Fireside Tales with Indigo. Once again, I am that Indigo in question. Definitely looking forward to tonight and seeing where this adventure is going to be taking us. We will be a player down for the evening, and we'll have our fifth party member joining us here momentarily. The dreaded Windows update got him, so hopefully he'll be here soon. That being said, not last week, 2 weeks ago, the last time we played, we were exploring the Dwarven crypt a little bit more detail, and checking out what is going on down there in the Glitterhame. Anyone who's watching who might remember that these guys decided to come in the back door, as it were, into this dungeon. There were several ways to get in, and the way that they came in was turned out to be pretty dangerous. They've had a few encounters with some lizard-like creatures. They fought a cave bear. They had some unnatural, unearthly horror monster descend from the ceiling and try to eat them. What else, guys? Some sturges, little flying needle-like monsters that want to suck your blood out. No big deal. So it's been quite the introduction for these guys to this dungeon. As it is now, they just got done fighting off quite a few enemies, actually. The last episode was definitely a lot of combat. These guys were put through the ringer pretty well last week. This section of the dungeon is definitely infested with baddies, so you gotta live where you can live, and maybe next time try the front door. So, as it is, these guys are in this Glitterhame section of the dungeon. We are going to go ahead and get right on over there and rejoin the party. Now, we had just got done fighting some of these lizard-like creatures called troglodytes. And I feel like almost everybody has called somebody a troglodyte, or called somebody's mom a troglodyte, like at some point in their life. But I don't know if everybody knows exactly what a troglodyte looks like. Just one of those things that you call someone's mom, you know what I mean? But that, my friends, is a troglodyte. And they've definitely been fighting some of these creatures over the course of this adventure as they came into the Glitterhame. We just got done with one of those battles, and that is going to be where we pick up here. Yin Yang, I'm going to go ahead and get you back up to where the party is. So as we're starting off, you guys just got done fighting these troglodytes. One of them did escape and got away down into this river kind of an area over here. Has everybody found their spot, their tokens?
I'm still on the Fireside Tales with Indigo screen.
Oh, well, that helps when I do that. Perfect. There we go.
Gotta wait for the map to load. There we go.
Yes, indeed. Here's a little light for Yin Yang. So as you guys see, this is where that creature kind of disappeared to. You were able to kill some of those other ones there, but the one did seem to slip away into the water. And as it does so, you kind of hear these footsteps behind you, and Brasnic, being on the defensive, you kind of turn around, with dagger in hand, and you see Yin Yang coming up behind you, torch in hand.
Oof, about time you came back. Although, might have stabbed you just real quick. Cool thing, good thing we realize it's you.
Yeah, sorry, I overslept a bit. What'd I miss?
Troglodytes and more troglodytes and slightly more troglodytes.
Oh, those stinky things?
Yep. Apparently they like they hit in the water. Almost took poor Gok away.
Watch the water. Got it.
As a matter of fact, got called his own natural one right before he fell into said river.
And then I had to fish him out.
It's true. It's true. I mean, that was almost the best part of the night right there, was he when Doc said, you know, I feel like I'm about to roll one of my famous natural ones, and then he actually did.
Sounds like
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. So, in the aftermath of this battle, you guys are standing here next to this river. Is there anything... what would you like to do next year?
That's the surge there.
So these... go ahead and set the ambiance here a little bit. So you definitely do see the river, Brasnic, where you're standing. You can see that it does seem to come out of this crack in the wall here. It is a good 5 or so feet wide. It does seem like it kind of widens out a little bit going to the north, and it does seem like it angles up as far as the slope. And not too steep that you couldn't try and make your way up there, but definitely at an angle. There is also this passageway to the east. According to Gok's information, that is leads back to where you found the cave bear and where you guys came into this complex. And then, of course, there is a stairway going up to the west here.
Sort of vote for going up the stairs. I don't really feel like trying to slug through against the current, trying to go up that way.
Well, I think the stairs is the right choice.
Okay. Anyone else?
Hopping to skip over the water.
I'm going to hop over the water, dragging Gok with me underneath my arm like a bag of luggage.
Okay.
I'm kind of gonna do like a fancy jump over the river just to like see Gok. It wasn't that hard.
All right. And you guys do, like I said, there is this passageway here where that troglodyte swam into the water. As you're kind of crossing over, you can see that there does seem to be some sort of a, as far as you can see anyway, there does seem to be some sort of like a gap between the top of the water and, where the bottom of the cave, that part of the cave is. So there's that option as well. You guys are going to start heading up the stairs.
Yep.
Okay. As you're carrying Gok, you see that this animated armor seems to be staying right at your side, or right behind you, as close as it can.
Here. And I just sort of drop Gok into his arms.
You see it like almost for half a second holds Gok, and then it just also drops him. His Gok lands on the ground with a kind of stands up, looking up at you and looking up at the armor like, that wasn't very nice. As Tyrone just kind of stands there, just waiting for Gok to do something.
So what's the deal with that? The armor.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so Mara is following along behind you guys.
Yep, on the river.
So you do know that this one creature did get away. And, this is underground cavern, and you guys probably aren't too sure about how big it is. So there is always a danger that it might perhaps have friends.
That's why from back here, I'm gonna grab a stone on the ground and go ahead and flick it into the water.
I was gonna ask him to, can I just react and try to stop him, just trying to make a perception check, see if we hear anything before he goes to this.
Seeing as you're 20 feet away, no.
You guys can all roll perception checks if you like. I would say with disadvantage though, especially if you're going off of hearing. This water is pretty loud in the area.
I guess it's going against rock. I guess I'm listening to see if his rock stirred up anything.
Okay.
$23.
Damn.
You know, he said disadvantage is based off hearing.
I rolled perception twice. Disadvantage is 23.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's you. I think it was somebody else.
Okay. Yeah, being up in the front there, being kind of enclosed in, especially closer to the river, Grybek and Brasnic, you kind of can't really hear anything. Being a little bit further back, Yin Yang, towards the back of the party and still kind of out on the stairs. As you guys are kind of disappearing into this part of the tunnel, you don't hear anything but river ahead of you. But behind you, you suddenly see over here, as you kind of just happen to look back, you see like the back ridges of a troglodyte as it kind of crests the water a little bit and then dives, back down underneath. But it's down here where the crack in the wall is.
So, like on my screen, it's not visible for me because of the light source, so I don't think I see it.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Do I hear the water get disturbed, I guess, from behind us?
Well, you rolled high enough.
I guess
Okay, so you rolled high enough. So I would say, looking back, as you look back, you see Mara steading behind you, also climbing the stairs, like seeing where you're kind of looking back and just knowing that you do have the monk senses, and knowing your surroundings and feeling the nature and the surroundings about you. She also looks back, and she yells, not yells up, but kind of loudly whispers up the stairs towards the rest of the party. She says, "Hurry! There's more of them coming."
Alright, everyone skip over the water. Whee!
Okay.
Are we just moving? Oh, okay.
There was a loud stage whisper of hurry, more coming, so yeah.
Yeah. Definite stage whisper.
You big man, need you to move. Small pathway.
Red Tool has no interest in running from battle.
We're not running from battle, we're getting to a better position.
You there, Red Tool? See Gok and the armor following along behind. You see the armor just splash right through the river. It comes out the other side.
You guys kind of paying attention back towards where Mara was and back where we heard the noise and pretty much just keeping an eye on our flight.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. You see the armor kind of rock a little bit once it gets into the water, but it seems to be able to resist the flow of the water as it stomps right through. Mara, when she gets up to the top, she kind of just does a nice, graceful little elven skip over the water, lands on the other side. Okay, so you guys gonna continue up the stairway?
Yep.
I'll ask her, are they still following us?
She just says that she can't see them anymore. She just saw one of them in the water. And they may be coming up around the corner. She says, let's hurry. So, guys, we made it. We did it. We made it through the Glitterhaim, the back door entrance.
Yeah.
And now we have a whole new set of challenges ahead of us. So, everybody, please find your tokens here.
Found it, and I'm in complete darkness.
Complete darkness, he says.
I can see my token, but everything else is dark.
Okay, that should have fixed
That's
it.
better. Yep, much better.
Still haven't found yet.
Ooh, skeletons. Great.
That's the way I like it. Back when
Did you find it, Grybek?
No.
I shift pinged, it should have moved you right to your
No.
token.
Yeah, I've done.
Oh, I can turn off the river.
But it was so soothing and dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Drip.
And full of sticky lizards.
Occasional.
It was full of sticky lizards. You are right about that. So,
Are these skeletons?
alright, hold on, guys. Don't go too far. Everybody calm down.
Never! Attica!
So, as you come up the stairs, you do start to hear the sounds of a goblin home, of an orc house, the lair of this monster centipede. So, as you do come up the stairs, you see that the ceiling soars 30 feet high in the center of this impressive chamber. The walls are carved with images of dwarves at their forges. 2 large stone doors exit to the north and south. Several old skeletons lie scattered near the northern door. To the west, a gate of wrought iron stands against the wall. In the center of the floor, the natural rift descends sharply into the darkness that you just left. You can see, of course, that these stone stairs do lead down into said darkness. You can hear the water running behind you. And suddenly, you hear a familiar sound. The buzzing of sturge wings.
Oh, god damn it!
As you see these creatures kind of disengage from the walls and the ceiling just around you as you're climbing the stairs, and they attack. Grab your tokens, and let's roll some initiatives. Everybody back in that stairway. Back, I say.
Back in the stair. Get back in there. Get back in there.
Back to my original spot. And god damn it, Sturgis.
Yes. God damn it, Sturgis.
So
Make sure you grab that token.
What the fuck?
Wow, they really got that drop on you guys.
Oh hey, my initiative doesn't suck. Cool.
Damn it, they
Yeah.
have one dexterity better than me.
Jack and Jot are going to be invisible. Gok. We'll give Gok an initiative too.
I don't know why that one follows around calling me. We have 2 perfectly good dwarves. Would have given you a fitting name. But no, far down the weird goblin. Who's like your normal natural enemy.
It's true. These are all true statements that you've made here, sir. It's a very strange situation. So, at 23, it looks like these guys want to go first today. We got everybody on there, perfect. So, at 23, this first one is going to fly down and try to attack Yin Yang. Is an 18 going to hit you, sir?
Just it.
Okay. And you even feel like as you're getting, you see these things like kind of screeching as they're dropping down at you. You try and get your arms up to defend yourself, and you feel like just managed to swoop down underneath your elbows and kind of like lands right on your belly and just digs its proboscis right into your stomach. So starts sucking out your insides for 7 points of damage. This second sturge swoops down at Brasnic. 19. As this one lands right on your back. As it lands there and just sticks it right into your shoulder. On the back side of your shoulder for 6 points of damage. This one is going to attack Gok. Damn, these things just are rolling like fire right now. For 7 points of damage on the goblin. And this last one is going to fly down and attack Grybek.
So I lost you for a minute, but I guess Discord went dark after that 6 more points of damage from the drain.
So I'm pretty sure that one's going to miss Grybek.
Yep, that misses me. I swatted away.
Okay. So Yin Yang got hit, Brasnic got hit, Goks got hit, and then Brasnic, or not Brasnic, but Grybek was missed. So, at 22, Ratul.
Not these things again. As I see the one on Yin Yang, and I go and grab him by the shoulder. Turn towards me.
Okay. You turn him.
I'm gonna pretty much let him, so yeah.
And I raise an open palm. And I'm just going to slap it right on the one on his belly.
Oh, red, no. Ow!
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit. That's a hit. And I'm guessing you're going to do the required 2 points of damage.
Yep, just basically open hand slap it right on his belly.
Okay.
And his belly as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually get it. You feel the sting of this slap as you feel this creature smashed as its blood and guts and your own blood like spatter across your chest and your legs.
Oh, I'm gonna get you for that one. But thank you.
Brasnic, turn towards me.
This one is on Brasnic's back, so you can actually see this thing on his shoulder.
Oh, perfect. I'm going to open the palm of my middle hand.
Okay. That's enough to hit. As you smash this one as well. You just kind of open hand clap Brasnic right on the back. Brasnic, you feel this sudden lurch as this impact hits your shoulder. Not enough to damage you, but you do kind of stagger forward a little bit as you see Sturge blood and guts kind of splatter up and over your shoulder.
You guys just don't care about my beard at all, do you?
Definitely gets in your beard.
And that would be my turn.
Brasnic, you got blood in your beard. Sturge guts.
Just like evil eye him, and just because it happened before, Mala, Mara from earlier, from the other Sturge incident, and then turn around and attack this one. Not turn around, but turn to the side and attack the one on guard.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Unlike them, I'm not gonna be trying to smash it flat. I'll try to swipe it off.
You know, I mean, orcs do what orcs do.
That's a 9.
All right, so you just kind of go over there and easily just like slash it off of Gok, kind of cutting its proboscis off. You can see it still kind of sticking out of him, and it's like spurting a little bit of blood out.
use.
It's like a stirred straw.
There's the damage for that one. I'll go ahead and use my offhand to like pluck out this. Here's the leaky faucet that he knows.
The Gok faucet.
Yeah, I'll stop the Gok faucet. Pull out that proboscis.
The gossip.
The gossip. Wow. I mean, it had to be done. It had to go full circle on that one. Okay, so that one is down. And did you have a second attack?
Nah, I can only put out one dagger at a time.
Okay. So we do have this one left over here. And you see Gok said, thanks, man. You see him turn around and kind of waving his wand, and he just says, blah, 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 blah. And he is going to Eldritch Blast this last one. That's a hit. And I'm guessing that's going to be a dead one. Alright, boom. So you see him turn with almost expert precision as he turns, and he just completely blasts this thing even as it's swooping around in the air, and he kind of pulls the wand back and whew, told you I was a master.
Can you convince you of being in melee?
Yeah. You're right about that.
Yeah. Yep, it was in melee, then he would just...
Good guy, Gok just does so much better when he's under control.
Hey man, we're just making things happen over here.
Everyone alright?
Surges are gone.
Okay. So as that blasts out, you see the purplish energy that Gok releases, lands out up this stairway, and just kind of, does one of these bazap things. And as you see it kind of like just shoot up this stairwell, it doesn't quite like hit the ceiling or anything like that, but it definitely blasts out of the stairwell here. And a few moments later, all of a sudden, you hear those, and as you guys all look up, almost in unison, over the edge of this ravine, you see this orc face peering over the edge, just kind of in confusion, and then all of a sudden you see its eyes open up extremely wide, just, and you see him turn and immediately start running.
No! Get back here!
Surprise! Can I try to blast him before he ran?
Grybek and Yin Yang, you get one shot each.
Okay. I will. Since it's ranged, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
So if he passes, the 11 nothing.
I'm gonna try to hit him with the wind and knock him down.
Okay, so DC strength save
Dex 11.
and a
Dex
DC.
and
Okay.
strength save.
All right.
So, 2 saves.
So Dex 11 first. Ooh. Just barely, as he's running, you see the ground just light up. Well, I guess you wouldn't see it, but the ground lights up, and he just barely gets past the edge of the spell as it launches all of this holy divine energy towards the ceiling. At the same time, Yin Yang, you're able to kind of like get your foot up on the wall, and you jump up in the air, and as you're kind of spinning in the air, you like do your fist of unbroken air right towards this creature. And we need a 13. Oh. And you see it as it kind of hits into the back of the creature. You see that it actually, you hear this loud crack, and you see its spine like twist in this weird direction. And it kind of like flies through the air. And you, just for the briefest moment, well, I guess you wouldn't be able to see it because of your eyesight, but you do hear this loud thump after your attack
He's still
hits.
within my sight if I he went down.
What's that?
He's still within my line of sight if he went down.
You can see him?
We're down.
Yeah, did you see that doing with him?
The only thing that, even though we can see him on the map, technically we're coming upstairs.
Yeah, because you guys are like...
That's why his head was peeking over.
What? But you can see the whole room. The whole room's lit up.
No. The range of the torchlight.
Okay, so you're still limited to the range of the torchlight right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you probably wouldn't have been able to see that anyway. But you do hear kind of a loud thud at the end of that. And then a second later, you guys hear like a loud protesting of squeaky hinges as a door opens. And then we are going to go ahead and start off the fresh round.
Make everybody shush and see if we can't be quiet. They haven't seen us if they're over that ridge.
Okay, this is true. So, Ratul, at 22, you hear Yin Yang shushing you guys.
How high is the wall next to me that's by the, basically the pit wall here?
I'd say it's probably about 10 feet where you are. So you could jump up and grab the edge pretty easy.
I can just reach up and grab the edge. I don't even need to jump.
Pretty much.
Yep, I go ahead and grab it and pull myself up.
Okay. Alright. So, as you get up to the top, you do see that this orc does seem to be either dead or mostly dead, lying up against this door. And you do see that there does seem to be an olden, ancient-looking sort of a door kind of sitting there. For a moment, standing in the doorway, you see this figure, and it looks like... well, you're an orc, so you would know exactly what this creature is. You know that this is an Eye of Grumsh, which is a shaman of the orcish tribes. And you know that they are definitely hold a lot of power within the structure of any orc tribe or horde. And you see this orc shaman, this Eye of Grumsh, like look at you, and eyes narrow. It's a female. And you see her eyes narrow immediately, and she slams the door again.
What killed that orc?
Yin Yang.
Oh, I was wondering what killed him because you rolled a 15 and his DC was 13.
Yeah, but he did.
Apparently 9 damage was enough to kill it.
Oh, that was half damage.
Yep.
Shit. Okay. That is totally my fault. That orc is not dead.
Ew.
I thought maybe Discord
Nope.
cut out for me and I missed something.
No, that was totally my fault.
Roll back the clock.
Yeah, let's roll back the clock a little bit. Sorry, anyone and everyone. So actually, you would see that this door does open. The orc kind of landed up against it. Ratul, you would see that the door has opened, and you see that the orc that got blasted by Yin Yang, its back did get broken, and you see it kind of weakly like reaching up towards this shaman, and you see her. She actually does not slam the door. She looks at you very curiously because right now you're the only one that she can see. Obviously you can tell that she's, kind of working through in her mind like why is this orc being attacked by another orc? But then you see that she, the realization that she doesn't recognize you or have any idea who you are. You could see that kind of on her face. And you see her kind of like shout something over her shoulder, and then you see
Do I
her.
have enough time to stop her?
Yes. So let's say.
Oh, I do not like the idea of attacking a shaman, but crap.
Let's say you got 20 feet of movement left, and you see that she is trying to grab this orc and pull it through this doorway.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and use aggressive for this. So I actually will dash with. I'll move an extra 30 feet thanks to that as a bonus. Right up her,
Aggressive. Be
and I'm going to try to grapple her and place my hand over her mouth.
Okay. As you run up to her, roll a perception check real quick. And then roll your attacks. You see behind her and over her shoulder another female orc standing there. I'll show you what you see real quick. You see another female orc standing immediately behind her, and then another one across the room.
Well, this is going to end badly either way, so crap. I'm going to go ahead and try to grapple her and instantly pull her back.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not a good roll. 14.
14. So Burdurg is not stoked about this idea. And she immediately starts thrashing against you and resisting your attempt to silence her. And she pulls away from you and gets a little bit of distance so she's not in your grasp, and you see her immediately turn and, you can understand her. She says, "Get to the Great Oath now!" In Orcish.
Oh, that's not good. And that's all I can do on my turn. Shit.
Okay. Brasnic. You hear this, but you don't know what's being said.
It don't matter. It's Orcish. I know Orcish.
This is true.
Okay, so that should give me enough height to make sure I can see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point it's going to be like 2-3 feet, so that would be enough for you to kind of stick your head up and see things.
And targeting the orc who's almost dead but not fully.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. Do I have? No, that's not it. Oh, I being stupid. All right, so now that I have eyesight of everybody and including the woman who is talking, or I want to go ahead and once again flex that magical muscle and say some words in dwarves before 3 glowing, balls of light. 2 going for the lady who is grappling with Ratul, and 1 going for the down orc. So first one for the down, and the other 2 for the lady.
Okay. So 3 to the orc.
Yep, New York, 7 to the eye lady,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash. Peek through these iron bars, see if I see anything.
Okay. 1 second, Casey. Okay. What are you trying to look through? These bars here?
Yep.
Okay. You are able to see through those bars. You can see past a little bit, and then you can. It looks like a long time ago somebody piled up a bunch of crates and barrels and things of that sort of a nature, and does look to be packed all the way from floor to ceiling. You can, possibly deduce that it might be to keep the sturges from invading the cavern.
Makes sense. Alright, that was 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh yeah, okay, I'm fully done now.
Okay.
Oh, I'll shout out to the friends that this way the iron bars are blocked up, and that's
Okay. And that takes us to one Gok Sour Gut, who just happened to join us today. Welcome to the game. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm happy to be here. I got punished with an update.
Yes. Yes.
I know.
Windows was not your friend this evening.
No, but at least, it wasn't as bad as the other. It's as bad as getting called from work. So that's, take your blessings as well.
Yeah, you just gotta do the thing sometimes. That's always my fear, is like, especially like today when I had to drop my daughter off right before the game. I was like, I'm gonna get home and there's gonna be like a Windows update or some shit.
Well, yeah, I had it now. Because I think I thought it'd be better to do it now instead of, the computer turning off mid-game.
Sure. As it is, we are glad that you're able to join us, sir. Definitely. Were you able to find your token in game?
Yeah, I was just looking for it now. Yeah, okay, it's right here. Got it. Okay.
All right. So, you are going up the stairway. You guys just left the Glitterheim. You finally followed that stairway that you had discovered like 3 sessions ago. You guys went up the stairway. You were briefly attacked by a little clutch of sturges, which you were easily able to fight off. You did take another proboscis to the chest, however. That is why you're missing the 7 hit points there. As you came up to the top, all of a sudden you guys turned around. As you fired off the kablabity blah blah, as the purplish energy kind of shot out of the stairwell, you guys all looked behind you as you heard a noise and saw an orc face kind of peering over the edge of the rift. It immediately tried to run. Yin Yang was able to hurt the creature, but not before it was able to give warning to the occupants in the next room, which turned out to be an Orc Shaman and a couple of other orcs as well. So, coming to your turn, you currently can't see to the south of you. Right where you are is about a 10, 11 foot wall. As you're going up the stairs, obviously that is going to become lesser. Once you get to about here, it's only about 3 feet, so you could see up and over at that point.
I would probably go there first.
Okay.
Here, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So as you get up there, And you know, obviously you saw Red Tool kind of just grab the edge and heave himself up and over, and you heard him running off and doing the Red Tool thing. So you know that there's obviously combat has been engaged in here. As per usual, the animated armor is right behind you. It seems to be stuck by your side practically since you found it. As you come up and around the corner and you kind of look over the edge of what is the floor here, you look to the south and roll a perception check.
Perception check?
Yeah. Because you see Ratul in the doorway, but Ratul's a big creature, and he is blocking a lot of the view.
Okay, just trying to get through.
Okay, that's good enough. As he's kind of struggling with her, you saw that, Brasnic had just shot off some magic missiles, and you saw Red Tool had just kind of moved to the side a little bit as they were coming in just on instinct. As he's kind of shifting himself back into position, just for the briefest of moments, you suddenly see this Orc Shaman standing there. And you are just instantly like filled with this mixture of fear and rage almost at the same time, as you recognize Burdurg, an Orc Eye of Grumsh shaman who was especially cruel to you during your time as a minion in this monstrous army. And she would give you the worst assignments and swipe at you and call you names and just basically treat you in the cruelest manner possible, even for an orc. And you definitely grew to hate this Orc Shaman over time, serving this army.
Ooh. Okay, she's a little bit past Ratul, right?
She is through the doorway, and then as Red Tool's body kind of gets set back into his warrior stance, she kind of disappears again behind him. Okay. But you saw her just enough to get that old sense of dread that you got whenever you knew she was coming, because you knew she had something terrible to do or say to you.
Right. Well, definitely going to get some revenge now that I have ultimate power. But I'll probably shoot the guy next to him so the big green thumb man can just squash her like a big green thumb. And I'll open blast this guy, because I can see this guy, right?
Yeah. It is kind of a little heap on the ground at the moment, but you can see him.
Okay, so I will hopefully not roll a natural one.
Oh god, you jinxed yourself again.
Why do you say these things?
Well, because, if I
Red Tool
don't
is standing
say
right
it,
there.
Look, I can only roll. I called it once. It doesn't mean I'll call it every.
But hopefully you do. Okay, 19 is definitely going to hit this orc. Go ahead and roll the damage on that, sir.
Yeah, see?
See? He is a master.
Okay, I'll get the little blue.
Already got it.
You already got it. Oh, no, I'm good. Yeah.
Kablabbity blah blah. All right, as the kablabbity blah blah lances out, you blast it. You see it trying to weakly. It already had its back broken by Yin Yang, and then the magic missile came in and just sniped it right in the temple. And you see it weakly, just trying to raise its head and just push itself up. And as the kablabbity blah blah comes in, it just actually pushes it up against the wall, and you see it just kind of crumpled up against the wall. And as the magic energy releases, you see it just flop down to the ground, completely dead.
Yeah, I didn't kill Ratul. And I guess as my last thing, I will tell him, Ratul, kill that bitch, please. It'll be revenge for all those times that she forced me to clean the ogre pens. Oh, it's good. I don't know. Yeah, I'll let my turn.
Okay. All right. The orcs. Well, you see. Okay, so you see this one right here, back further into the room, kind of steps over, and suddenly you see it kind of like banging on the wall. And after like 3 or 4 hits, you see it moving its hand around as it does it, and finally on like the 4th hit, you see something kind of depress a little bit on the wall, like a weird peculiar little mark, and you see the door, like part of the wall, suddenly just like swings open, like it's a door.
Can I be brought to the room? I can't see anything.
Over here.
I see. Thank you.
And then you also see this orc over here grabs Burdurg physically and like throws her this way across the room. And then steps up to where you're currently standing in the doorway, and she attacks you.
Son of a bitch used force movement against me. Damn it.
Hey, what a jerk move, man.
Okay, so that just happened.
Alright, let's see. Okay, how are you going to describe this one?
Well, first things first, let's roll that 1d100. Because it works against the bad guys too. A 58. What is a 58? A 58 is lose grip, drop weapon. Okay, so you see, I'm going to add that to the game so you guys can pull that up too. So whenever there is a crit fail or whatever, you guys can be able to pull that up. I just haven't done it yet. So you see this orc as it steps up to you. You see it like actually grabbing the axe off the ground, and as it's trying to like, you know, get the momentum and pick it up off the ground and swing at you at the same time, it like actually throws the axe over your shoulder, and you see it like clatter to the ground over here, kind of next to where Yin Yang is. And like as it leaves its grasp and then like kind of clatters to the ground, you see the orc kind of look back at you with just like this look of holy fuck.
Yeah, no, I just turned my head, I just look over my shoulder where the axe went and just slowly turned him back towards it with a very disappointed look.
Okay. All right. So, Burdurg is going to. You hear this chanting start up inside the room. Actually, it's a burble. Yeah. You hear this chanting start up inside the room in Orcish, deep and guttural. And just Udala Juka Shulaka. And suddenly you just hear this one word. Kill. Why don't you go ahead and roll for me, Ratul? Wisdom saving throw. Mm-hmm. And you see over this orc's shoulder, Burdurg says the word kill and points towards your party behind you. Go ahead and roll a wisdom save.
Oh, ooh.
You just meant to roll that first one, right?
That's pretty good.
Are you there?
Oh, yep. Sorry.
Pushed it
I
down.
was just laughing my ass off over here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
So
Yeah, basically, you know, you feel this magical compulsion, this magical energy, and you know that she's telling you to turn and attack your party, kill your own party. These fellows that you've been fighting with through so many obstacles up to now. What do you say to her?
let's see here. Let me just pull up something real quick here. Yep. I just sort of growl underneath my breath and say to her in Orcish, "You do not command Ratul Zorak."
You see her eyes grow very wide at this. And even the orc in front of you kind of stops and looks at you and like looks down at your tribal markings and then looks back at Burdurg. Grybek.
Alright, lovely being the short guy, so I'm gonna guess I can't climb these walls to my left.
It's about 10 feet where you are. I imagine that's quite a jump for you.
Yeah, that might be too far of a jump.
Up where Gok is, it's about 3.
So I'll just I'll go right there, and pretty sure that as much as I can do on this turn, because the range is too far for my one spell. Oh, but then I can take dash and move again, right?
Yeah.
I'll just run to there. Lovely being the short, small-legged guy.
Yeah, dude, if that would have worked and you guys suddenly had to fight Ratul. Oh my god. So, as you guys run, or as you run forward, Grybek, you see Ratul standing in the doorway and you see this orc kind of standing in front of him. But that's all you can do this round, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just yell to Ratul, "I'm coming!"
Okay.
Holy.
Yin Yang, we made it.
Yeah, further down the initiative.
We made it, buddy. We got there.
Being farther down with me is amazing.
I know, Grybek's like, yeah, this is where I usually hang out. It's cool.
I'm the fastest one here. And I'm the lowest one.
And I'm hands down the slowest one here.
Alright, so where I'm at, how tall is the wall?
About 10 feet.
I could probably jump up and grab that on 5'8".
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take 10 feet of your movement either way.
That's fine.
What's climbing supposed to be? Double your movement?
I guess.
Unless you have some ability that changes your climbing. What level do monks get the wall climb ability?
Well, that's I think 9.
Level 9.
Oh, okay, so you wouldn't have that yet. Okay, so it probably would actually be more like 20 feet if you're gonna climb it. Just so we're not breaking all them rules. But you got some funny circular little throwy things, don't you? Oh yeah, you got like 500 feet of movement, so I guess it doesn't matter.
It's a monk.
I think I will see everything.
He's like, what do you mean? You're acting like all my movement's gone or something.
Like 20, I think, okay, I still got a regular movement.
Yeah, no big deal.
And then, since obviously I don't speak Orcish, you said that in Orcish, right, Ratul?
Yeah, you heard him say something, something, Ratul, something.
Can I? Can I roll insight see if I can figure out what he's trying to do? Because I feel like he's trying to get them to recognize him. I want to see if I guess that or not.
Just because you know the situation and you know that there very likely could be members of his tribe here, I'll say yes to that. Now you can't quite figure it out though. You know that something is you can definitely tell something is happening. You know, he is conversing with these creatures, and it doesn't seem like he's, you know, he's being typical Ratul, where he's not being outright hostile, but he's ready to smash someone's face if he has to.
Okay, I'll grab one of my little throwing stars or whatnot, and just hold on to it. Hold my action. If they make an aggressive action, I'll attack.
It is, and then that lasts until your next action, right?
And Mike's turn. I can hold that action, or I can just keep repeating the action while it's happening.
Sure.
Pretty much just be ready.
Okay. So, you seem to have the attention of these creatures, Ratul.
To attack or not to attack? Damn it, I can't risk another chance of something going south again on this. Do not fight me. I come here to seek my tribe.
Okay. You see Burdurg is actually looking. It looks like this orc had opened up this secret passage or whatever it is for Burdurg, like for her to flee. And you see her looking like that's what she wants to do, but she stops and is looking at you like very intently. And she almost like even like starts to turn again, and then she stops again and looks down and then looks back over her shoulder at you. She says, "You are truly Zorak."
I am.
She stands up. And still you can tell that she is very conflicted right now. And she looks over at this orc in the doorway. And she holds up a hand to it. And this one doesn't have a weapon anymore. You see it just kind of like nod and kind of step aside so Burdurg could see you better. And she says, "Burdurg, stop fighting." You see her wave her hand at the orc that's standing by this doorway over here. And you see it slowly close the door.
I'm going to raise a hand up behind my shoulders with a close fist to the others.
Wait, they're trying to close the door and separate us?
No, they're closing the new door.
There was a secret door inside the room. Only Ratul's seen it.
Oh, okay.
I lift up a hand with a closed fist and turn over my shoulders to call to the others as my action. Hold. We have negotiations in common.
What does Gok think about this?
What are you talking about? Kill her! Kill her! You have the chance now! Come on, that's why I killed the guy next to you! No comment after that, too.
Okay.
I'll slip out of my battle ready stance still tense, but in a less hostile position now.
Okay.
And I'm in my turn.
So, let's do this. If anybody wants to go and do something right now, we're gonna have the rest of this round. So, I'll quickly go through everyone. Is there anything, or how do you want to respond to this situation, Brasnic? You heard what was just said. And Gok, how do you want to respond to this situation? Since you're both going at 19. You heard Ratul ask you to stand down. But you know who's on the other side of that door.
I'm going to roll wisdom right now.
Okay, Brasnic?
If I roll anything lower than a 10, that's... we're gonna see what happens.
Please, God, be nice to us.
And what about Brasnic?
Brasnic.
Okay, I will comply with Ratul's request, but very begrudgingly.
The gods are kind for once.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if Brasnic had to go AFK real quick. Or is forgetting it's push to talk.
If you can hear us, Brasnic, say nothing at all.
Good job. Okay. So you see that these orcs do seem to be kind of hesitantly holding their actions. Grybek? Is there anything?
Walk closer to them. That's it. I won't be myself.
Okay.
Because he spoke in common.
It's true. And you do see that these orcs, seeing this dwarf walking towards them, immediately start growling and looking hostile. Okay.
Oh, I'll growl back then. It's not gonna sound as good though.
I'll make a orc out of you yet.
And you know
Remind me
that
to
this is
smack you.
definitely the old hatred. You know. And Yin Yang.
Yeah, I just realized it wasn't my turn. I shouldn't have moved.
It's okay. What would you like to do?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna keep the star ready in between my fingers, and pretty much just if they attack, I'm attacking back. He's talking, but I got his back.
Okay. Alright. For once, nobody started a fight anyway. It's amazing.
Hey, I would have started a fight if I wasn't trying to be fair about it, okay? I was being fair.
It's kind of what I was
Yeah,
waiting for,
why?
honestly. Okay, so you see this orc kind of step aside.
Look to the others and give them a nod before stepping inside myself.
Okay. So you see these guys kind of taking a defensive stance. It's, like I said, two female orcs. And you see them kind of taking a defensive stance in front of Burdurg over here. And you can see that this door is still, you can see the seam or the crack of it is still slightly ajar. And she looks like she's ready to flee in an instant if attacked. Does anyone else want to go into the room?
I'll go in for sure.
Yeah, I'm keeping pace with Ratul.
I'm gonna go in. Yeah.
I will hang back since I know I might cause aggression. Might be interested more.
Okay. Brasnic still AFK?
Brasnic seems to still be AFK. I think he may have. He's either doing something IRL or there might be some connection issues.
Alrighty. As Grybek, as you enter the room, again, you kind of see the two orcs in the front kind of tense up and start growling, and you see Burdurg narrow her eyes at this. And then as Gok enters the room, you see her kind of look over, and then she is... Gok Sour Gut. Gok Sour Gut. What are you doing with these fellows?
I'm sorry, did you just say what I think you just said?
Where have you been, runt?
I've been mastering my craft. Wench! I've been
I will beat you for that, servant.
Oh, I'd like to see you try now. Come on, bring it on.
Stand down, Gok.
She looks at you, Ratul. What is the meaning of this? Why does a slave walk by your side? Why are you with dwarves and humans?
I was split from my tribe. The Dragonblade mercenaries tore my family apart. I became lost.
Your tribe? Did you get lost from your tribe? Your tribe's been here. You say your name is Zorak. Zorak. What's your father's name?
My sire is Korgon Zorak, and my brother was Jukha Zorak.
You see her actually kind of looking at you more appraisingly. After that. And in a very non-orcish moment, she's just kind of studying you. She says very quietly, "You look like your father. I miss him. Your father led us for many moons after that attack you speak of. He rose to chieftain amongst all of us. We all admired his strength till she came.
The Black Knight.
She came from the depths of the mountain. He did not like her commands. She made a new leader for the masses, his army. There's a great ogre that sits in your father's chair. The Great Ulf.
And of my father.
He is there. Part of him. The Great Ulf keeps his head on a pike next to his chair.
At that, Ratul visibly tenses up. Everything sort of getting ready to go into his usual big flex, but he holds himself.
Tell me, when he passed, did he die bravely?
He fought. But this ogre. Somehow this witch, it's a good name. This Night Queen. She has given him great strength. He was too much for your father. He was slain and your brother was taken, so he could not organize the rest of us against her.
Where is he?
Your brother is below, past the great dwarf door. You came up through the stairs. How did you get in here? Did you use the old tunnel?
I followed the legends. For that, I found him.
One of the wild ones that actually listen to the old tales. You are a unique one, aren't you? What have you been doing out there? Why have you not come before? Could have used your strength. You hide with dwarves.
I'm just gonna wave at him, my hammer.
This conversation is in common. Well, let me make sure she can speak common. Yeah, she can speak common. And she would have continued in common, seeing that Red Tool spoke to the rest of the party in common.
Okay, I was trying to make sure if I was understanding what was being said. Continue.
Okay. Okay, everything good?
We just lost him in Discord.
Okay. Let's take a quick pause while he gets that worked out.
Brasnic said that he was having technical difficulties too.
Interesting.
I think it might be Discord, because Discord was acting a little funny for me earlier, too.
Yeah, or Wi-Fi, you know. Yeah.
There was a new update recently. There he is.
Yep, there I am. Sorry, for some reason my mobile Discord was going to hell.
It's okay. I've noticed glitches in that mobile version too.
In any case, sorry I ended up breaking up right when I asked what. After I heard her laughing about me entering from the back,
Oh, okay. Gosh, what did I say? You're expecting so much of me right now. She just said that, it was impressive that you actually, for being one of the wild, from one of the wilder tribes, and being one of the raiders and out there. She just mentioned that it was impressive that you actually listened to the old tales, and just said that you were a very unique orc. And then she asked why you didn't come back sooner. Why have you been gone so long? And why are you with dwarves? And she said that really disdainfully.
He dropped again, by the way.
Oh no. That was a good recap. I remembered everything.
Yee. Round 2.
What?
Fight!
Wait. Oh god.
Someone hit a fuse box. Damn.
I
Man,
guess,
we may have to pick this up next week. This
Oh,
is a
okay, I can hear sound again.
okay. All right. How much of that recap did you hear?
Sorry. I got cut off when she started laughing about me entering from the back.
Okay. So yeah, she said she did laugh about that and said it was impressive that you managed to actually pay attention to the stories that you heard growing up. You know, being one of the raider orcs, and then said that you were kind of a unique individual. Then she asked why it took you so long to come back, where you'd been, and why did you come back with dwarves. And said that last part very disdainfully. And he's gone again. With the playback of this, the recap is going to just be on point.
that was a good recap.
I know, I'm getting better each time. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just decided screw the Wi-Fi. I'm switching to my mobile data.
Okay. That's fully committed, man. I appreciate that. All right. I'm gonna go through the recap one more time. You can hear me, right? I'm nervous about it. I don't want to blow another good recap.
Just think of them as takes. You know, you're getting your perfect recap in.
Take 2. Take 3. I think he's gone again.
Yeah. Damn. Right. At good points.
I know it was getting interesting. Okay.
Maybe we can take our break right now.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick 10-minute break or 5-minute break. We'll try and work out some of these technical difficulties, and we will get going again here in a few minutes.
All right, can hear you guys again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I really do not know what's going on with my Discord phone right now.
Okay.
You want just to update you real quick? We just took our break trying to let you try to get your internet.
Oh, sorry
Yeah.
about that, guys.
All right, that was just a quick little intermission. Sorry about that. So basically, what happened was when you were talking about the orc tunnel, she did just kind of laugh a little bit, said that she was impressed at you for remembering the old lessons, even though you were kind of one of the wilder raider orcs. She said that you were definitely a unique individual among orcs, and then she asked you why it took you so long to get back to the mountain, why it took you so long to get back to your clan, and why what you were doing and why you came back with dwarves. And then she said the last part pretty disdainfully, of course.
I came back because I did not know my clan was still alive. I took so long before I was training. And as for the dwarves, I became part of a group. Not a new tribe, but a group, a band. We are here on a mission, but knowing my family is here, I came for another reason. And what you have just said has only strengthened my resolve.
You would rejoin the mountain?
I would free the mountain.
The Night Queen is very strong.
She is strong, but those I travel with are just as strong, if not more.
The Great Ulf. Do not challenge it.
Shaman, I speak only because I know that you would have the wisdom to guide me for this. If the oath was removed, and I can gather all of us together. You say that she stole my brother away, so he could not unite the tribe against her. If I can get rid of the oath and unite the tribe once more, can we stand a chance against her?
Against her alone? Perhaps. She keeps your brother there as a slave. As a puppet. She kind of like waggles her fingers like at the side of her head. She's tricksy. She has others. She kind of looks over at Grybek. Gray ones. Like you?
Not like me. Duergar.
All dwarves the same. Filthy little creatures. Dig in the dirt.
Ratul. You might want to stop her.
I hold my hand up to the shamaness, actually displaying the gauntlet.
That may be in your view, but from what I have learned, their craftsmanship is unparalleled. The one here, he crafted this for me, and with it, I wield more power than I did on my own.
Yes.
I stand up straighter.
Together, my group can kill the oath, and under my word, as the son of the great chief, I will reunite the tribes, and I will free this mountain.
Maybe. And you see actually kind of getting a little excited at the thought of this. And without even looking, she kind of like reaches her hand out and snaps. Twice. Slave! Get my drink from the table. Right at Gok.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have 2 hands, don't you? And 2 feet. can walk over there and get it yourself. Yeah.
Know your place, slave.
I don't work for you. I haven't worked for you in years. Years, you old bag.
I mean, it's been like a couple of months.
What? No. Really? No, that's besides the point. I haven't worked for you in a couple of months, then. So, you know what? You can get the drink yourself, or how about you get 2 of your boyfriends there to go do it for you? They
They're
have
both women.
opposable thumbs. Hmm?
Definitely all female orcs in this room right now, except for.
Oh.
He can't. God cannot tell the difference between male and female orcs. Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Gok is very insensitive. He's probably going to go to an inquiry about
We actually, I don't know if we ever actually sat down and kind of determined a timeline between the end of this year service and right now. Same with.
I would have said it would probably be like half a year, but God, feels like it's years because time goes differently. Because hey, I'm like really old at this point. It's like,
You're a much different goblin than you were 6 months ago. That's for sure.
I mean, yeah, a lot can happen in 6 months, man. It's crazy.
So she does definitely seem to be treating you as a servant. So.
Yeah, and I told you, get the drink yourself. Yeah, your friends to do it. I'm not doing anything for you.
You let your servant speak to you like this? To a shaman?
I'm not his servant. You're very unobservant, you know, for supposed, superior. I mean, boy, what would the boss say back then about you, huh? Huh?
Don't make the situation worse. Shaman, he stands in this room as your equal today.
Look at the way you're dressed, Gok. Do you think you're some sort of a sorcerer? Are you a magician now? Your powers will never be as great as mine.
Oh. I mean, I'd show you how powerful I am, but I'm doing this out of respect for Ratul right now. Why I don't just smite you with my power, or get my minions to destroy you? But I stay my hand. Stay my hand, because I am the bigger green skin in this situation.
Speaking of minions. I love this character. He's so much fun for me. You suddenly see this little pff next to you. And speaking so everybody can hear, you see Jot appear next to you. Be like, I like your boss and everything, but she does kind of got like this charm to her,
I'm sorry. Are you fanboying about her right now? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just saying, she got like this magic, and she's got like this connection to like the great grooms. I'm a demon, but I heard of this guy, he's pretty powerful, like, like one of them gods and stuff,
Oh my god. Next you're going to tell me you want to be crushed by her thighs. You sound like my brother Mock. I can't believe this right now.
Look, them orc ladies, they need love too,
Oh, our great goddess. I can't believe this.
So like, you used to like serve her and stuff? Like, that's pretty cool, like, you think I could get in on that or something?
No, you cannot get in on that. And she's a horrible boss. She's a horrible boss.
It's not like you're so great yourself. It's like, it's cool. That's cool. Whatever.
Yeah. gonna have a very strict talk later, Josh. Okay? I was going to let you off the hook, but then you got back onto it. Okay? Can't believe you. Just
I mean,
keep
I'm not
fanboying to a minimum, okay? Like, just, jeez.
All right, boss. You're the boss.
Jeez. Okay. God, just have some standards, John. You're a demon. Just, God. Yeah.
You see Burdurg kind of like watching this interaction, and just kind of narrows her eyes at you a little bit. Very interesting bunch. Just strange enough that it might even work.
Yeah?
Is this it then?
No, that's not it. Tyrone, get in here! Get in here right now and show this fool not a true star employee! Huh?
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
As this armor steps through the doorway, you instantly see both of these orcs get in a very defensive posture, and you see her like raise up her hand and like make a mark in the air, like almost like a ward of protection.
Oh shit. Okay, maybe that was a bad idea.
Just what is that doing here?
But you mean Tyrone Rock Defender? I mean,
Brasnic isn't even here and he hates you right now.
probably does. He's gonna see this video later and just want to murder me in my sleep or something.
All right, I'm back for now.
Okay. I brought Tyrone Rock Defender here, Blake. You know.
Oh, God damn it.
Okay.
She when she saw this thing, both of these orcs immediately got defensive, and then she made a mark of warding in the air against this magical armor as it stepped through the doorway. And seeing it kind of take a defensive posture near Gok, she like looks at it from you, to you, and then back to the armor again, and
I don't know what it does or how it came to be. He simply slept by the crypts, and it began to move on its own.
What Ratul meant to say is, I am destined for greatness, is what it seems like. Like some great hero of old.
that armor is cursed.
Obviously you mean it's a blessing, can't be cursed.
Yes.
He hasn't done anything hostile.
Gok,
I mean,
this
what?
is a shamaness. She understands the weave and turn of the magics. She may know more than what we do.
Look, she understands the weave and turns of something, but it's not magic. I'm going to tell you right now, Ratul. Tell you right now, it's not. So, she doesn't understand anything, because she's a pleb to my powerful, amazing magical abilities. Okay?
This slave tests my patience.
He is of aid. Please bear with this sharpness.
Okay, fine. Fine. Just don't order me to do anything, and we can get through this, okay? Shut up. But I'm not doing anything for you, lady. I don't work for you anymore. I work for myself. And also as part of it, everybody else here. But I work for myself. Not you.
I feel like we're missing like crucial elements, not having Brasnic and Mara in here as part of this conversation. Okay, so I would assume for story's sake that Mara and Brasnic would both be in here, and just for reasons out of control they can't be. So she would realize that you guys are kind of a full force here, and not just the four of you. Otherwise, I feel like she would be having some concerns about four people trying to take on an orc horde. Just kind of looking around at the party, she says, getting all of these allies of yours through this place will not be easy.
Which is why I must request your aid. I may hold the name of the late chieftain, but with the word of a shamaness, one of Grybek on my side, my word will carry more weight.
You ask me to risk everything.
Risk everything and have your chance for freedom, or stay like this and forever be a slave to the dragon.
You see her tense up a lot at the basically calling her a slave. And she kind of like looks at Gok with trying to resist the urge to look at Gok at the same time. And then looks back at you and just is silent for a moment. It's worth a try. If you are a son of Zorak, you may be the only one that can. And you see her kind of stand to the side and suddenly push the door open. She steps through. A moment later, you see the other two orcs follow.
How long did this conversation take?
Like 10 minutes maybe.
Oh, no. No short rest then, okay. So are we following them?
Yeah, are we?
Did you guys want to try and do that?
You kind of went robotic for me when you were explaining what she had said a second ago.
She just said that Ratul, being a son of Zorak, he might be the only one that has a chance to even attempt what he's talking about. And then she, actually, she's just going to turn and open the door all the way, but they're not going to duck inside yet.
What are we to follow?
There's a passage here that leads to the inner chambers.
Oh, so this is the expressway to the big baddie.
Well, this is my way to avoid some places. You will have many enemies upon the way.
Well, that's a bit ominous.
Oh, you'll not be joining us? That was a question.
Yeah, she was that Yin Yang that said that?
I mean, I'm only really kind of talking because Ratul was, I guess, is still having issues with his debt.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, it's kind of hard trying to hold the phone up to my face and trying to do the press to talk as well.
No, you're good, man. I think we will actually probably just have a short session this week. And we can finish up this conversation next week. Actually, no, Grybek's going to be gone next week too. But I think just with the Mara being gone, the technical difficulties with Brasnic and Ratul, I think it'd be better just to kind of finish this off when we can have a full team going at it. Sorry if that's disappointing, but I definitely want to make sure, where you got all hands on deck and it's not kind of a hassle for anyone.
I mean, that makes sense. That's okay.
So.
If it's big, important story stuff, I think everybody will want to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely like to have as many people as possible, and I feel like we're running at half mast at best here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and pick this up again next week. Sorry again, guys, to cut it short for the week. But this is definitely kind of a pivotal moment, and I feel like everybody should be involved with it as well. So, I think we are going to call it here for the night for anyone that is hanging out and watching with us. Again, sorry to call it short, but sometimes those technical difficulties are just a little too much. So that being said, please come and see us again next week. We should be all hands on deck, except for sadly, well, not sadly, Grybek's going to do something awesome and have a great time with his old lady. And you know what? Real life is awesome, and you should go embrace it. So that being said, enjoy the rest of your night. Go have an extra beer. Watch that show you've been wanting to catch up on, because sadly this one is ending for the evening. And we will see you guys next week. Have a good night, Joe.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.